Le Nissan X-Play 2025 a beaucoup de plus. Apple CarPlay intégré pour jouer vos tunes préférées, des fonctions avancées de sécurité, un rendement énergétique remarquable, puis même la petite odeur de char neuf qu'on aime tant. Tout ça en plus pour moins. Le Nissan X Play 2025 est le véhicule neuf le plus abordable au Québec. Achetez-le à partir de seulement 22 774 $, incluant un rabais à l'achat comptant de 2 600 $. Profitez de cette offre avantageuse chez votre concessionnaire dès maintenant. Jusqu'au 2 mars, des conditions s'appliquent. Détails chez Nissan.
I wish we had something to eat, though.
Look what I've got!
Rectangles!
Not just any rectangles, candy bars.
Oh.
All we have to do is make them last the rest of our lives.
Thanks, SpongeBob. I think I'll eat it now.
On a need-to-know basis, he's got you covered. Elias Makos, CJAD 800.
Candy bars to last the rest of your life. How about 133,000 of them? Have you ever craved something that no longer exists? A product they had at the grocery store, the convenience store, that's now been discontinued, the pack of chips, the candy? Well, you're not alone. Difference here for our next guest is that they had those cravings and desires to get back some of the old products we used to adore, and they did something about it. This was the case for Crystal Regehr Westergard, who was longing for rum and butter chocolate bars to come back. Do you guys remember rum and butter bars? Maybe I'm too young for it. I don't remember these bars, but rum and butter was kind of like a rum-flavored caramel type confection. Previously a Cadbury chocolate bar. It was very popular in the 80s, but it went out of production in 1996. But in 2021, the entrepreneur decided to resurrect the bars. But because of some production delays and, pandemic snafu, she's ended up with 133,000 of them. They're going to expire in June. It's a race against the clock to get them out to someone. Crystal Regehr Westergard joins us on the line. Crystal, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
First things first, Crystal, I want to point this out. You've actually had quite some success in bringing back some of the items we love, some of the chocolate bars people love. So why don't you tell me about, first things first, about how long you've been doing this type of thing, bringing back candy bars?
Well, just since 2018, it's just a little side project my husband and I came up with first to satisfy the desires of my mom's heart, and she loved a little regional chocolate bar called the Cuban Lunch. And then my husband, when he was a little boy, he loved this rum and butter bar. And lastly, Reggie Jackson, who was almost a Montreal Expo.
Yes, very true.
He wanted his bar back, and we brought his bar back last month.
Crystal, you are after my heart with the Montreal Expos references, by the way. I worked for them their last 3 seasons. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
So, and you've ended up on Dragon's Den, right, with the business. You've had this success working with Reggie Jackson. My goodness, that's fantastic. But here's the deal. Rum and butter, I guess, didn't go according to plan. What happened with the rum and butter chocolate bars?
Well, we couldn't produce it in a smooth way in 2021 because we make this bar in Montreal, and if everyone casts their minds back to 2021, we didn't all just go to work in a seamless sort of way. So and that includes the factory workers that make chocolate bars there in Montreal. So they had problems with getting staff in all the time in a seamless way, and also the wrapper companies would only sell in these absolutely gigantic amounts anyway. So we had to buy 1/3 candy bar wrappers for the bars, or else the people making the wrappers in the Orient wouldn't even put them on a container ship for us unless we ordered 1/3.
Okay, so when did you realize, SpaghettiOs, we're going to have 133,000 of these things? Even with good regular sales, you're going to be facing this proposition.
I'm just going to say I had to figure it out last year, but my salesmen, that's who you hire to be salesmen, are positive people. Mm-hmm. So they feeling positive that they were going to sell these bars, but I saw it coming. I saw that freight train coming, but the freight train still comes, whether you see it coming or not sometimes. I saw it coming for a few months, and then in January I had an all-hands-on-deck emergency meeting for ideas, And the only idea we could come up with was buy one, get one free, which the stores have rules to not bring a product in with dates that are only 5.5 months away. Yeah. So that's just the rule. And even when but it's free, it's buy one, get one free. Nope, they wouldn't take them.
Oh, boy. Okay. So what has been plan B?
Plan B was I thought I would give them to charity. And then that was, I guess, news. So now once a few news people caught on to that and shared that, it was easier to find the charities. They're on, they were on, some of them have been given out now, but they were on 13 pallets of, food pallets. So, and then about as high as my nose, and you spread your arms apart about that wide, right, of just chocolate bars. So each pallet held over 11,000. So we had 13 of those pallets. And so I wanted charities that were used to shipping large food pallets to come and pick them up for me so that I didn't have to pay shipping, because shipping in Canada is expensive.
Well, that's the thing, right? And of course, Crystal, as I've been talking about this all morning, and I'm getting text messages from listeners saying, well, just give them to charity or the poor, or, and then it always comes down to logistics, right? It's always easier said than done. So where are you at on this task of getting rid of 133,000 bars? Where are you at right now?
Well, we've just about got it done and dusted. I think we're late. There's one more to be picked up. You have to make appointments to pick up the pallets, because if you think of the banking system in Canada, how secure it is, and how proud we are of it in the world, our food system is just that safe. So for that reason, any old person can't just show up at this food safe warehouse and pick up food or get inside of this warehouse. So people need appointments, and then they need to, fill out forms of who they are, and they have to have a vehicle that is obviously meant for food deliveries. I mean, it's all very, very professionally done. If you think of our banking system, but for food, that's how it's done, and you can't rush it. But yeah, I think the last pallet is the only thing left to go out.
We're with Crystal Regehr Westergard from Canadian Candy Nostalgia. She's been bringing back some of your favorites from way back when, and we're talking about her mission to get rid of 133,000 rum and butter chocolate bars, and almost at that goal here. So, Crystal, what's next for you now that it seems like this is going as planned, and you're going to be able to get rid of all of these chocolate bars? What's the future of Canadian Candy Nostalgia?
Well, we're looking at a couple of other chocolate bars. The Pep Chew. Pep Chew was a Western Canadian favorite that we're looking at doing, and the Chunk was a Nielsen bar we're looking at doing. So, yeah, we're still looking at other favorites that people can weigh in on our Facebook page and tell us what they think, because we do go by, popular opinion, because that's who we want to enjoy the bars.
How does it work when you want to bring back a chocolate bar from way back when, and that was made by another company? How do you have to get approval? How does it work to bring back a chocolate bar?
It takes a long time. If the recipe still exists, the list of ingredients, that's helpful. We don't ever find that generally ever happens to us, but with the rum and butter bar, there were the backs of a few wrappers available, a little hazy in photos to see. But we'd tasted it when we were young. So we just did multiple tastings of various types of flavorings. And with the Cuban lunch bar, I'd eaten a lot of them. So again, we did tastings. I'm an active physiotherapist. I would make my patients taste them, because everyone had eaten these chocolate bars. They're well-known bars. So I would make my elderly patients taste them and tell me which one is closer. And we have now, since then, graduated to we have a real scientist. And then, of course, with the Reggie bar, our scientist made it up, but then we sent it to Reggie, and of course, he had to taste it and approve it. Wow. Okay. Well, Crystal, I went to a conference as a teenager. When I was in high school, I went to a national leadership conference, and it was sponsored by a chocolate bar. It was sponsored by Wonder Bar. They were giving them away, right? So for 1 week, I ate, 100 Wonder Bars, right?
I've never eaten one since, right? Because I just got sick of them, right? So how do you make these? How do you bring these back and then enjoy them without getting sick of them when you're the one making them?
Oh, goodness. I don't eat too many of them. I'm on that new weight loss drug. So
really?
I don't eat too many of them. And the tastings, you're right. The first one or two, you've got real clarity of what you're tasting. And then after you taste the third or the fourth caramel, and you're right, once you've got that sugar palate coated on your tongue, we have water and various things to swish with to do. And that's why we've now brought in an actual scientist to help guide people through the tasting. She used to work at Cadbury in the United Kingdom.
Oh, wow. Well, Crystal, listen, the story's fascinating. I'm happy that you were able to get rid of all the chocolate bars, that they found good homes. And I think your story and your connections to our city, absolutely fascinating. Thank you for taking the time this morning for us.
Well, thank you for having me.
That's Crystal Regehr Westergard from Canadian Candy Nostalgia. If you've got that nostalgia, go look them up and maybe you can influence their next decisions here.